guys, Kiki here. Welcome to my house. Today we are bulk shopping for food. So today I'm going to take you guys with me. I am bulk shopping for meat. I have just done a spring clean downstairs. I've emptied out my deep freeze, chest freezer, whatever you call it in your neck of the woods. So it's nice and clean and empty, ready to stock up with some meat again. I'm going to take you to my favorite bulk butcher, Jack Purcell's. For those of you in the Brisbane area, that's in Virginia. They have really good prices. My family have been going there for as long as I can remember. So they're a butcher that I trust the quality of, and I trust that it's a good price. I'll show you what I got and show you how I'm going to store it up, and then we'll come up with some meal ideas to use it all up. Okay, so I'll just run you through what I'm going to do with it all. The rolled veal, I'm just going to pop away in the freezer to do a roast one evening. I'll probably keep that for a special occasion because it's not something we eat very often. The sausage mince, I only use this in my sausage rolls, which I do not need at the moment because I already have some in the freezer. So this is just going to go straight into my deep freeze. Same with the corned brisket. This will go into my deep freeze as well. The marinated beef ribs, they need to be done before tomorrow, so I'm going to pop these in the freezer and eat them later in the week. The lamb pack, I will break up into meals and pop that in the freezer. The mince. Now, I get steak mince, not premium mince, just because it's got a higher fat content. I feel like it adds more flavor to food. So I'm going to break this up into probably, I'm not sure, either 250 or 500 gram lots, and I will freeze this as well. The chicken thighs, skin on, bone in. I'm just going to freeze these. They'll probably be used for chicken paprikash. I'm not sure what else yet. The lamb ham, I will have to slice up, and some of that I'm going to have to freeze because we are not going to use all this by the end of the month. Maybe gifting some to someone, I think. The barbecue steak, we got marked down. We are just going to marinate this morning, and then I will put it in my dehydrator overnight to make jerky. Everything that you've seen so far came from Purcell's in Virginia. This lot came from Meatland in North Lakes, and this is just the whole rib fillet. This is a splurge item. It's $18.99 a kilo. We do not eat steak very often. When we do, we want to make sure it's a good one. So we just bought the whole fillet and had the butcher slice it up into nice big thick pieces, and I will package these up individually and pop them in the freezer and just pull them out when my husband feels like a steak. So I've started writing down what I'm putting away in my freezer. I keep a record so that nothing goes to waste. I use it all up in time. But as I was putting it in, I realized I forgot to show you one more thing. We also got 3 whole chickens that have been frozen, so it was 3 for $18. So we got this food saver from Maya yesterday. They're normally around $140, $150 for this particular model, but we got this one marked down to $104. And it came with bags and rolls and things like that. So now I just need to figure out how to use it. So I've been sitting here, turning this on and off at the wall for a couple of minutes now, checking all the plugs, freaking out because the power light is not coming on. I'm thinking, oh great. I bought the display model because it was the only one they had left. It's been knocked or bumped about or something while it was on display and it doesn't work. No, I'm just a little ditzy and didn't realize I had to turn the switch hard to get it to click into position. I feel really stupid right now. Okay, so you plug it in and it's got these little bits here. So click to open, back to store, And I'm like, oh, it doesn't turn any further, so it must be like stores in between or something. That's a bit weird, but okay. Oh no, operate is all the way back here with a hard click, and then it comes on. I swear I am smarter than I seem sometimes. Okay, so my lamb is all done. While I was doing that, I learned two things. One, if I cut it a centimetre too short, it's not gonna seal. Two, if I cut it more than a couple of centimetres too long, it's not gonna seal. But I think I got the hang of it now. The lamb's all done, the steaks are all done. Now I'm going to divide up my mince and put that through the food saver as well. I've decided to go with 500 gram lots. Most recipes that I make call for 500 grams at a time, so that's what I'm gonna do now. This is what I've ended up with from my bulk that I've split. This little piece that was left over in the lamb pack, I'm going to give to my dog as a treat. I had a 400 gram mince and some lamb ribs that aren't really big enough for meals on their own, so I've just put them in regular Ziploc bags to put in my upstairs freezer to add to things. Then I've ended up with 2 large fillets that I'll put aside for my husband. I've got 4 500 gram packs of the beef mince. I've got a pack of loin chops, a pack of chump chops. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 twin packs of the fillets and a lamb roast. So I'm just gonna label these up, add them to my list, and then pop them in the deep freeze downstairs. I wrote down everything I got. All up, we've got a rolled veal roast, 2 packets of sausage mince for making sausage rolls, a corned brisket, 2 4-packs of chicken thighs, they're skin on, bone in. We've got a packet of beef ribs, and I will put the lamb ribs with those just to make the meal go a little further. I have 3 whole chickens. I have 4 packets of beef mince in a 500 gram lot, which is what I use for most of my recipes, and then I've got 1 400 gram lot that I've put in my fridge freezer up here, and I'll just use that for something that doesn't need quite so much. I've got a packet of loin chops, a packet of chump chops, 2 packets of the larger size rib fillet that I've just packaged individually, and then I've got 4 packs of the slightly smaller size rib fillets, and I've packaged them in 2 packs, and then I've got 1 leg of lamb to do a roast, and I've still got all that barbecue steak, which is just a thin steak that has been run through a tenderizer, just in case it's called something different where you are, and I'm just gonna slice it up, marinate it, and make some jerky with that. And that is everything. I will put the prices and my totals in the description box below. Meat is one of those things that is going to vary a lot depending on where you live. For where I live, these are pretty good prices. I'm sure if you are an American watching, you'll be shocked at how much we pay for meat in Australia, but it is what it is. So I keep a list of everything that I have in my downstairs freezer. I also have a store cupboard and a canning cupboard and my drinks fridge down there. And I keep running lists of what's in those as well. I just find that if I have a list, I can double check that before I do my groceries and before I'm making my meal plans for the week, and make sure that I'm not wasting anything. Whenever I put something down there and I don't put it on the list, I am almost guaranteed to forget it's down there, and then it goes to waste. So this is how I get around that. I just, I wrote it on a note paper for now, but it will go into my home management planner when I sit down and do all my admin work on a Sunday afternoon. I think that's everything. I'm gonna brainstorm some meals that I can cook with these things. If you have any suggestions, I would love to hear them. So I hope you have enjoyed watching this and watching me learn how to use my food saver. It wasn't too tricky. There was a couple of little hiccups in there for me. If you have any more tips for how you use yours to get the most out of your purchase, because it's a reasonably large purchase, I would love to hear those as well. I will see you in my next video. Take care, guys.
Here you go, baby. Good girl. Eat 'em up, baby.